Welcome back to another episode of Your Pleasure incorporated into daily living. Today is one of 31 days where in the United States we are celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I would like to turn that around and I would like to say, yes, I think that we should definitely have Breast Awareness Month. But I think the cancer part is a focus on that instead of on the breasts. And when you are focusing on a cancer, something to be feared, something to worry about, something to hope and pray and, think about on for a whole month, I think that instead of them doing anybody any favors with their little pink ribbons and their advertisements to stick your tits into a radiation machine, an X-ray machine, that they should be giving good ideas for the care and maintenance of your breasts so that they will last a long, long time. So the messages between them and me are very, very different. They see your breasts as a liability, okay? And the only time that your breasts should ever come out in public is either in a porn movie or as a lap dancer, as a go-go dancer, if I'm dating myself, okay, so an exotic dancer. But God forbid you take those breasts out in public, say on a beach. I mean, a woman can get arrested. So there are these really ambivalent feelings about breasts. And if you listen to what's going on around you, so many people, women, are dissatisfied with the size, the shape, of their breasts. And instead of them celebrating this wonderful organ that has so much potential, they are looking upon it, when they do look upon it, as a liability. So this should be Breast Awareness Month. And every morning when you wake up, you should massage the girls. You should massage them. And while you're massaging them, you should say, thank you for being here. So appreciate everything that you have done for me. Now, if you're one of those women that have breastfed a baby, that is a great phenomenon that the breasts can achieve, and that we can create the milk of life. We can create sustenance for another generation. That's an incredible thing. Now, a lot of women opt not to do it. It just really hurts you in the long run, because now they're sticking all kinds of chemicals inside their body to stop the natural process. And that all has repercussions. So massage is a very, very good idea on a daily basis. Not only does it keep the tissue kind of loose and relaxed, but if there are any kind of fibroids starting up or any kind of coagulation from maybe some milk that really didn't get drunk and now it's there putrefying, all of that gets massaged and released. So whether you're letting someone else massage your breasts for you, which I know any husband would love to do that for his wife, it's not going to be as good or as thorough as the one you're giving yourself. And I'm not just talking about breast exam, right? Women that do a breast exam, they do it with a certain amount of, I got to get this done, I got to get it over with. No, that's not the attitude that you have to take towards your breasts. Your breasts are one of the most wonderful erogenous zones, well, at least for 50% of the female population. And they are a very feminine part of your body that, whether they're big or whether they're small, or whether they're round or whether they're long or whatever shape they're in, they're yours. And if you love them and if you care for them and if you show appreciation for them, then they will last a long time and they will be an erogenous zone for a long, long time. Now, that might not be important to some of you, but for those who have experienced orgasm via breasts, which definitely is a thing, it is a phenomenon that cannot be denied. Okay, so that comes from knowing and loving your breasts. Now, their message is fear. My message is self-love. And their choices are to do all kinds of things to kind of tie them up and strap them down and hide them from the world. And okay, nobody wants to be arrested, especially in this United States. You take your breasts out, you will get arrested for indecent exposure. Funny that men with a larger breast than some women can walk around shirtless and nobody says boo about it. But because our breasts have been sexualized as only a sexual medium, only a sexual thing, which they are not. They are life-giving mammary glands that bring forward food for the next generation, the healthiest food that could ever be created. So when you look at them like that, and then you have a whole different appreciation for breasts, and you're just really, really glad that they're there. And to love them on a daily basis is a very important thing. Now, what else can you do to love your breasts? Well, you can let them be. Sometimes it's a really nice idea to just walk around your house, or depending on how big you are, walk around without a bra. Because especially underwire bra cuts in and cuts off circulation and causes problems along the way. So people aren't really thinking about that because, hey, manufacturers make them, they're in the clothing store, everybody buys them. They're very unhealthy for breasts. And, depending on how big your breasts are, if they are a little on the large side and you do not wear a bra, you're actually working your chest muscles to keep them up. Where if you're wearing a bra all the time, no work for the chest muscles, and then they start to sag. It's sort of counterintuitive to what we've been taught. But if you don't make the muscle work underneath the breasts, it gets weaker and weaker. And that goes with any body part. Another thing that I cannot emphasize this, if you want to take good care of your breasts, besides the massage and besides not wearing an underwire bra, is not to use antiperspirant. Now, I know you say, well, I don't put antiperspirant on my breasts. I know you don't, but you put it under your arms. And that sweat that normally would kind of wick away if you weren't wearing antiperspirant, it's not allowing you to perspire. So the scent is not allowed to come out. And it doesn't just disappear. It doesn't say, oh, well, we can't go out. I guess we'll just dissipate. No, it has to go someplace. And you know where it goes? It goes right down into your breast tissue. And those commercials that have you thinking that you should never let anybody see you sweat, or that you should want to use an antiperspirant as strong as a man's deodorant or product, is harmful to your breasts. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff out there that would have you think that what they're selling you is good for you. It's going to make you popular and happy and attractive and whatever other bullshit they're selling you. But antiperspirant is like one of the worst things a woman can put on her body for breast health. One more thing about breast health. And, I've already mentioned speaking and rubbing your breasts with gratitude, because if you are not grateful for them, if you disdain them, if they're not pretty enough for you, if they are not up to snuff, then you have negative thoughts about them. And if you put negative thoughts towards anything, after a while, you could end up having problems with that thing, because thoughts are things, and you putting that kind of toxicity into the breast area is not a good thing. They'd have you believe that all you have to do is just go get, your mammogram once every year or once every 2 years, and they'll keep an eye on it. I'm saying prevent the problem by loving your breasts on a daily basis, appreciating them on a daily basis. And by doing that, never having to expose them to those x-rays, because those things are dangerous for us. Now, the whole medical community is based on prevention. No, it's not based on prevention. It's based on you do our tests and take our meds. And when you get sick, we got more for you. So I'm all about taking care of the breasts and massaging them, also feeding the body the proper kind of nutrition. If you feed your body garbage, then you are feeding your breasts garbage. And if you have any misgivings about anything in your life, like maybe you didn't have kids and you look back and you say, oh, I wish I had kids. And you think about that, or you put that in the back of your head someplace, those kind of thoughts are going to hit the area of your body that you disdain the most. They don't just disappear. They are buried like seeds, and they manifest when your immune system is weak and when your subconscious says, I live with regret. And then the part of your body that you disdain the most, whether it's your breasts or your uterus or whatever, that's the part that pays the price. So I strongly recommend that you start a very loving, appreciative relationship with your breasts. And that's a daily thing. The nutrition is daily, enough water, purified water best is daily, enough sleep is daily, massage every day is daily. And, I know this is easier said than done, but it's really important to maintain a healthy weight, because if you do not have a healthy weight, then your breasts are going to be one of the first things to suffer. It's the women who are very overweight that are the ones that usually, not always, there's lots of women with small breasts that also get breast cancer, okay? But the higher percentage is with women with larger breasts, and very large because they themselves are not eating what they should be eating to rebuild themselves properly each time. So these are my suggestions. I hope that you love your breasts enough to want to take really good care of them. And by doing this on a daily basis, having that daily massage, appreciating them, squeezing them so that if there's anything kind of stuck in there or needs to be pressed out, massaged out, you're doing it and you're releasing it. And when you put your own hands, your own healing hands on your own body, and you do it with a sense of love and care for your body will respond. If you just use your body and you never appreciate any part of it, then it will break down. And the parts that are abused the most will break down. And a lot of people might not like particular parts of their bodies, but a lot of women have issue with their breasts, so much so that they go get enlargements so that their breasts look pretty for somebody else, or so they look particularly good in a dress or something. I understand the desire to want to look good or pretty, but you've just taken a major erogenous zone with that surgery and made it useless. Now, it not only is not an erogenous zone, but it can never be used for the function that it was intended, which is to breastfeed. So you've taken a vital body part. And because of advertisement and because of comparison, oh, my breasts aren't as nice as so-and-so's. I want my breasts to be bigger. I want my breasts to be smaller. I mean, I understand the women that get reduction because of the stress on their shoulders. Weight loss should precede that. And then after you have lost the amount of weight that you really should be losing all over, than if you absolutely need to take a little bit off the top. Understandable, because nobody wants to be pressed down with the F-size breasts being held up by a bra. Not comfortable at all. Anyway, I am very happy that you joined me for this episode in Breast Awareness Month. Think about your breasts, but not in a scared, apprehensive way, not in a worrisome way, but in an appreciative way. And think of all the wonderful things that they have done for you. If you breastfed your kids, all the phenomenal sexual pleasure you've had through them, how gorgeous you look with them, and love them on a daily basis because they're part of you. And regardless of what society would have you think, every part of you is perfect. Just love every part of you with all your heart and take good care of it, whatever part. And today in particular, and this month in particular, think about your breasts, love your breasts, be aware of them. And every time you think about them, send a little thought of gratitude to them, okay? And there's nothing wrong with rubbing them whenever you're thinking about them. It just makes me want to start rubbing them right now. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please leave your comments. It's always great to hear from everybody. This was pre-recorded because I was inspired. So see you next week for another episode of Your Pleasure Incorporated. And thanks again for being with me today.